For more on this story, let's cross live now to our colleague Aphumelele Mdlalane. Very good morning to you, Aphumelele. What's happening where you are?
The students have arrived here at the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court in solidarity of the 24 that were arrested yesterday. This is where they blockaded the busy road, which is Nelson Mandela Drive, which is not far from the campus. We know that the students have been complaining about the issues of registration as well as NSFAS. Others have historical debts and they are unable to register. If you can just see just behind me, these students are in solidarity, of course, singing and chanting, saying that they want all deserving students to be able to register at the University of the Free State. But with me, I'm joined by Aphumelele Mdlalane, who is the Deputy President of the SABC from the University of the Free State. You've been complaining about security personnel from the university. We know that there is a student that is suffering injuries. What's really going on?
We're very disappointed that the university has called security forces on campus, whereby students just want to register on campus. That is the only thing that students want. Students want an extension of registration. Students want academic processes to be halted, because currently the people who are unable to register are the ones that are going to suffer the brunt of not being able to catch up, unfortunately.
Because we heard from the management saying that there's going to be a catch-up plan, because we know already there's academic activities that have resumed already.
But unfortunately, we know that the academic plan is always unfair, because what about those that aren't registered right now? What's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to those that are going to register within a week? What's going to happen to those that are going to register in 2 weeks? There's an inequality about the educational system that is very disappointing with the University of the Free State. The most simplest of things they could have done was to halt everything and make sure that everybody's incorporated into the system, because that means that those who are suffering might not even be able to catch up, because in the matter of catching up, we all operate differently.
But we are here now. We're talking about the 24 students that have been arrested. We are here. You are here in solidarity. What's the way forward?
Of course, we are waiting for a SAUS meeting this weekend. There are 24 students that are arrested. They have a court appearance at 11 o'clock. And from there, we'll take it up with the students on a way forward. Thank you very much.
Let's also talk about the issue of the management did extend the registration period. Aren't you satisfied about that? What's the way forward from here? Are you going to continue with this protest maybe?
As I've said before, the extension is acknowledged, but the process is that, the problem is that academic processes are not halted. The problem is that people are studying, others are receiving units, others are not, and that's the unfortunate reality. They say that they have an academic catch-up plan, but nothing has been explained thoroughly and extensively. In terms of a way forward, as I said, there's a SAUS meeting this weekend where it represents all the universities. So we're waiting for that, and then we'll get clear direction on the process on going forward.
Aphumelele, the Deputy President of the SASCO from the University of the Free State, saying that they won't back down. Of course, what they want is free education for the deserving students. I just want to bring the SASCO in the Free State, Aphumelele Mdlalane, who's been active, of course, with the issues of fees must fall. I just want to ask you, Asive, what's your stand on what happened yesterday? We are here today because some of the students were arrested.
Aphumelele, good morning to you and the viewers. We must condemn in the strongest possible terms what happened yesterday, the victimization and the brutalization of students only because they cannot access institutions of higher learning. It is not the fault of students that Tito and Blade decided to cut billions from student funding and such that students are not able to access institutions. It is not the fault of students that Francis Peterson has hired thugs to beat up students who want to come onto campus and to register. Students want to get onto campus and register. Students don't have data. Students don't have devices. How are they expected to register online? And we are saying Peterson must not lie and say students can come in. We can go now to the gates. The students are standing there. They do not have access because they do not have permits. How are students going to be able to register? Registration date is closing today of seniors, and as we speak, funding has not yet been confirmed from bursars and sponsors. How is that possible? So we are saying that must not happen. This morning the Chancellor said that no, they do not want to be an elite institution. If you are not an elite institution, why are your registration mechanisms supporting the elite? Poor people cannot register at the University of the Free State. It is a fact, because they need to be on campus and be assisted by staff to register. How is someone from Pizana going to register when they do not have access to internet and access to devices?
Asive, there seems to be a turnaround strategy. We heard from the Higher Education Minister, Bloemfontein, that they will reprioritize some of the budget to cater for the deserving students.
7 billion is nonsense in compared to the 24.6 billion that they have taken. What is 7 billion going to do? We want that whole funding back to be brought back, that whole 24 billion. And by the way, you see, how do you, they have decreased corporate tax, but they do, and we had said to them, they must increase corporate tax to fund free higher education. But now this is the very thing that they have decreased, and they said they were increasing the VAT from 14% to 15% to fund free education. What has changed now? Where is that money? So we are saying, down with these austerity measures, down with this budget, especially as far as it affects the poor. By the way, Comrade Aphumelele and the viewers there, the chances of employment for a graduate are 85%. So we are not doing this because we are bored. We are trying to improve the livelihoods and the opportunity and the chances of our people coming out of poverty.
Students have been charged here for contravention of the Road Act. We are here for them today.
Yes, we are here to support our students who had been arrested. You know, we had been calling, we are suffering from gangsterism in many parts of the Free State, and we are calling for police to come and intervene. Police could not intervene, but students are protesting for higher education, and the police come and arrest them. By the way, there were many ways to deal with what happened yesterday. They did not have to arrest them in the violent manner in which they did.
So you are saying that was an unlawful arrest?
I'm not a lawyer. I cannot say it's an unlawful or unlawful, because I would have to appreciate the intricacies of the law. That's for the lawyers to determine. But I am saying it was an inhumane, it was an unreasonable arrest. That is what I am saying. There was absolutely no reason for students to be arrested in the manner that they were. There are many. Are you telling me the only way to deal with protesters is to criminalize them?
They blockaded the road.
Yes, in forms of protesting. They were protesting. When we protest, we are not putting on an art show for people to clap and put 2 rand in our heads. There has to be some level of disruption. We have made a distinction between disruption and distraction. We did not distract one thing. Not a single property was destroyed. All we did was of course we must disrupt. Even this democracy that we have is on the backs and the gains of disruptions. We are unapologetic about that. We will carry on to disrupt. And lastly, we want to tell Francis Peterson and all of these institutions, we are going to go and bring communities from all around. We are going to go and shut that institution down until such a point, because the institution belongs to the public. It is not Peterson's backyard, that one. So we will bring the communities to come and defend their institution and ensure that we are able to ensure that the poorest of the poor have access to the University of the Free State and any other institution of higher learning in the Free State.
Well, that is Aphumelele Mdlalane, the Free State SASCO convener, saying that they are in solidarity with this fees must fall, and also saying that they will call upon the community to assist, or rather be with them when they are calling for the fees to fall. If you can see just behind me, the students are on the move. They are here to support their students that have been arrested, and they're saying that the struggle continues. We also see some members of the EFF, those that are not students, of course, they've come also here to support the students. I can also indicate that we also saw this same issue at the Central University of Technology earlier this week, where they also resolved to even suspend academic activities due, of course, to the issue of for the SRC term that has lapsed, saying that, of course, there's been engagement, but when we're talking to the former SRC, the outgoing SRC, they are saying that it's not fair what the management at the Central University of Technology, what they've done, because they are saying that the student affairs cannot be run if there is no interim the representative for the students. We are here at the Magistrate Court. We will just have to hear what happens therefore next, as they are expected to appear now at around 9 o'clock.
Thank you so much for that update there, Aphumelele Mdlalane.